Hi everyone, this is Richard. In this video, let's talk a little bit about the structure of the program itself. So I like to start from the very beginning, go through the structure, and understand it as best as possible. I gotta be honest, I don't fully understand this, but let's just start as much as possible here. So we start at program.cs. I think that's where the program is going to begin, okay? So we know about this, we're just importing some libraries, right? And then we have builder. We're making the object and we're adding some components onto it, right? So we're adding some features onto it and we're adding some services onto it also. And then we'll go ahead and running it. Now, some of these things, root components, we don't know what these things are at all. We haven't gone through them. We'll probably learn them, but that's going to be a lot more advanced. Let's just learn about Blazor at first, and maybe we could come back to this. Notice the await. We have never gone over that before, at least in the previous videos. I'm going to say let's hold on to that for right now. We'll go over that in the near future, but let's learn about the fundamentals of Blazor at this point in time. All right, but that's going to be very important in the future. From the program CS, I think it goes next into the app.razor, and then it reviews this. Notice razor, so there's a little bit of, with this @ sign, that's a little bit of C# code, and we'll talk about that in the near future itself. And then from there on, I think it moves on to the imports, and it imports all of these things into the system. Notice the last two, it's learning Blazor, wasm, and then .shared. Learning Blazor wasm, that's just the name of the program. It's around here somewhere, right here. And then .shared, it simply says, refers to the folder right inside here, okay? From there, I think it goes to index.html. So that's where most index.html is most web applications start, with index.html. It starts loading up some of these, the CSS files themselves, sets up the script to start, okay? And then I think it goes next to the main layout. All right, so a couple of things. None of these things are set in stone. So you could change the pages, you could change the shared. If you're going to change the shared import, you got to change that value also. There's nothing set about any of the setup here. That's just an example. You don't need to have pages. You could have put it in the same folder, but to separate it and make it easier, have a separate pages folder. You can add folders. That's not going to be a real problem. The biggest problem is going to be under shared and main layout. You have to have main layout in the shared folder, or else you need to change it under the import section, okay? Now, couple of things. If you're going to change the name of main layout, I don't know why you would, but if you're going to actually go ahead and do that, you're going to need to change this right here. Okay, so if you're going to call this main, then you'll just have to change this right here, main, and change this right here. This is just telling you, app.razor, where the next file is actually going to be in the system. All right, so I think that's the system, the way in which it travels, the information travels. And that gives me a little bit of better idea of how to tackle this a little bit better. Imports, we're probably not going to need to touch a whole lot unless we import some new libraries of something like that. This we're probably not going to need to touch very much in the near future. Index.html, I don't think we're going to need to touch that unless we're going to add some new libraries on top of this. So next, we'll just go over the main layout.razor, okay? Thanks.